So I spoke to Brakinface family and we had a conversation regarding all the information that have been spreading around ever since the story of his passing was announced. And I was able to explain to him that a lot of the analysis that we make is based on the information that have been reported. We did not invent these speculations, we did not invent these rumors, we did not also invent the information going around. Luckily for us, he is a reasonable guy. He is an understanding and educated man, so he understands what we do and he was willing to help give answers to some of the questions that we might be having, and we will be talking about them today. Now, the first information that he was able to clear for me was the story that the brother of Brakinface, came into the house after Brakinface had been found dead and collected his valuables and his car and just drove off like nothing happened, like he didn't show any concern or remorse or even ask questions as to what happened to his brother. Now, that information was said to have been said by Brakinface's girlfriend according to the blogs, and I was able to communicate that to him, and he said that he had asked the girl and the girl had denied giving it to the blogs. However, he did admit that that actually happened, that the eldest brother came to the house after Brakinface had been discovered and collected his valuables, his phones, his ATM card, wristwatches, money, car keys, and anything that was of importance. And he gave the reason, which was so that it wouldn't be stolen. And I think that's all the reasons that there needs to be, even though a lot of us had already said this already, that he most likely took it because he didn't want them to be stolen. Except the fact that when the blogs made the post, they made it look like he was supposed to be suspected or something. So that was the impression we got, and that was the impression we analyzed and communicated. He was able to clear to us that when the incident happened, they were all in shock, as they should be. It wasn't something they saw coming because he was healthy. So that is another clarification there. He didn't have an underlying illness. Brakinface was healthy, or was known to be healthy, to the point he was found dead. So, which is why it was a shock to them. And according to the brother I spoke to, he said when he got to the scene, the door had already been opened. His eldest brother was already there, and they got the order from their elder sister who lives in another country to confiscate all these things, so that in case there is need to visit them for evidence, especially his mobile phone. So they were acting on order. Listening to it now, it makes more sense, although I would have understood if the police had been the one to have given the orders, in case they probably wanted to check the phone for fingerprints or check some of the valuables and see if they could get fingerprints from it, in case somebody else was with him there in the house holding these things, to probably prevent him from making calls. But that was not the case. So I don't even expect our police people doing fingerprints and all of those things. We don't even have that database, do we? The next thing that we talked about was the source of Brakinface money. Now, initially it was being speculated that Brakinface was into the internet transaction. The brother had an issue with that, and he clarified to me that his brother did not for one day go into internet transactions, to the best of his knowledge. And now this is the brother who is the closest to him. Now, if Brakinface was into it, he would have known. He mentioned a lot of Brakinface affiliates. He said Brakinface is an influencer, like we all know, and he mentioned a lot of the brands, which I was able to confirm from Brakinface's page. His page actually confirmed the brands that the brother mentioned, that Brakinface was a brand ambassador to several businesses, and in his presence, these businesses had sent him money numerous times just to promote the brands. And you will see Brakinface in some of his videos going into restaurants, going into salons, going into spas, and showing us around. That is kind of like the work that he does. And he also mentioned that Brakinface is the godson to a billionaire. So automatically he is going to have a good source of income. He also made it clear that in as much as Brakinface was a celebrity and was well-to-do, he wasn't exactly like a billionaire, or he wasn't exactly swimming in money. He was hustling, he was trying to make it his own way, he was getting there. He had just one vehicle and he had an apartment. So if he was a Yahoo boy, he probably would be living in his mansions or driving some of the flashiest vehicles, which kind of makes sense if you ask me too. I think I understand that part of where he's coming from. If he was into the internet transaction, he probably would have more than he had. I think that was what the brother was trying to pass on, that Brakinface would have had more than he had if he was into the internet transaction. But he clarified that he wasn't. He was a comedian, he did his job, he did his comedy skit, he did his shows, he ran influence for businesses, so reached out to him. And he was also the godson of a billionaire. I guess being the godson of a billionaire is all the source of income that you need. Now, the other question that I asked was regarding his affiliation or relationship with the frat. Now, that was an issue because it was speculated. I mean, it was heavily speculated. I cannot tell you the amount of DMs that I got or messages or people just basically just telling me about it. And right from time, I had an issue with it. Now, first of all, whether or not he was into the internet transaction, whether or not he was in the frat, I don't see how that really makes any sense here. It doesn't exactly, like, it's not really the point. It's not really the main issue, unless maybe we're talking about it in terms of focusing on where the issue might have come from. But other than that, because a lot of people can be very judgmental, I never saw it as an issue. I never saw it as a problem. I only saw it as a good place to check. If he had these things going on, the people in charge of investigation should be notified and check those places and check those areas, and probably maybe they will find the people who might have done anything to him, if at all anything was done to him. Because as it stands now, the family is also still waiting for the autopsy. The brother believes strongly that from the autopsy that they will be able to pick it up from there, and from there they would be able to know what they are dealing with. They need to know for sure that it's poison before they go ahead and start investigating what might have led to it, or who might have given it to him, or those bits. Although the brother expressed concern and he made it clear to me that he can't place his hands on it, as it stands now, the family is confused. They don't know where this could have come from. He said Brakinface never had underlying illness. He never had any issues with anybody that he knew of. He was peaceful, outgoing, and just playing, which you can tell from a lot of his videos. This is just as shocking as it is for us to them. They are still trying to process it, which is why not many of our questions could be answered, because he doesn't also have the answers to them. He also needs answers to them. In as much as he expressed the fact that he did not think his brother was into the internet transaction and into the frat issue, if anyone thinks that they know something that the family do not know, you can reach out to him on Instagram and let him know. They need all the help they can get right now, even though that they are still waiting for the autopsy. So if you have any information that might help, reach out to him. He's willing to speak, he's educated, and as long as he come in a very mature way, he's willing to have that conversation. There was also the rumor that he stole $40,000. I did not even know that rumor existed. I saw it on one comment where that he stole someone's $40,000, and forgive me for laughing. It kind of did not make sense to me. I mean, if Brakinface was killed because he stole someone's $40,000, the person who did it might not be the smartest person ever, because I would not want anybody who stole my money to die. If anybody stole $40,000 from me, I would not want you to die, because I need my money back. I would want, we're talking about $40,000 here. So that's basically all the corrections he wanted to make. There could have been so many more, but like I said, the conversation was very flawed with lots of emotions, as this is a grieving brother here. So there was a limit to how far I could have asked, and I did not want it to be an interview. I just wanted clarity. If he felt some type of way regarding the informations that are being put out there, I am happy to clarify. I am happy to get the right information. It's what I've been looking for. If I had access to him earlier, I probably would have reached out, and even though I doubted he would have answered, but I guess the fact that we have talked about it, the fact that we have speculated, analyzed and updated with all the informations going around, I guess that prompted him to reach out and give us the answers to the question we're asking. I always say this because for those people who are always saying, keep quiet and get all your facts right, keep quiet and let the police do their job. You can't get answers to a question you're not asking. And I applaud him for that. I thank him for that. I thank him for reaching out. I thank him for wanting to talk to us, because honestly, that is what we really wanted, answers. And although now it's still too early to get all the answers to our questions, as this is an ongoing case, so we are going to be patient enough. Since we have him on our side and he's willing to speak, we're going to be patient enough and wait for the autopsy, wait for the update, get the right information from the right source. And if there is any aspect of privacy that they may need, we will be able to respect that. But my happiness is that we were able to clear things up and we were able to come to an understanding to what we do and how I am also willing to help too. I am not a gossip blogger or a clout chaser. This is mostly what we talk about, the crimes and the analysis and what might have happened, what may not have happened, the possibilities. The reason why we do this is to keep people talking and hopefully get the police interested in the case just as we are. Because the reason why a lot of cases get swept under the rug, the reason why you don't hear so much about some cases after a while, is the fact that nobody also cares. I also want to appreciate Andy for allowing me to talk about this and reaching out and giving us the answers to the questions we are asking. So thank you so much.